Very good afternoon. I hope you all will in comfortable stage after having this good lunch. So maybe some of you feeling kind of a lazy. Relax. Okay. Be comfortable. Okay. We are not going to talk something very hi-fi. This is something which guys already know. Okay. So let's start with this. Okay. Some nice topic has been given to me. So that is humanizing the big data for the next billions plus customer, right? Okay. So I mean, here let me give you the two scenarios, okay, before landing what is the humanization. So one of my relative, okay, so he is living in some tier 2 cities, okay, he's not doing well. Went to the doctors, multiple doctors he got checked. Lot of reports have been come up, okay, not able to diagnose what exactly problem he is having, okay, and then he is running around, okay, lot of reports, data, x-rays, and lot of statistics is in hand, right. Second scenarios where let's look at the from the layman perspective. We are staying in a country where farming is a kind of backbone of our entire economy, right? So I mean, say mostly if India look at this farming season, season completely relying on the kind of rain. Mostly areas it is kind of a rainy season when it happens. Okay, so something farmer gets to to do all their activity, right? So weather is not good. Season is also not doing really well. Farmer is reaching to the bank for the certain loans. Okay, bank is also working some of the things. They are gathering the stats of that region. Gathering lots many data points. What would be, future weather of these areas? How long it will stay, right? And what could be, cost-based benefit analysis for them to offer the kind of a loan to the farmer, right? So let's relate these two scenarios, okay? In first scenarios where person have all the data, lots of data is there, okay? But unfortunately, nobody is able to relate that data, right, in a larger scales. Nobody can do any research on that, okay? Going in a detailed view of what could be possibility of this, what disease the person can have, okay? And what is the possibility of that, okay? What the kind of a medicine can be prescribed to him, right, in a first scenario. And second, where a bank itself looking kind of a forecasting of a season, dot position, water labeling, what could be best things crop can be for that area, and how after the how the farmer can return the loan, right? So that is also one of our data, right? So if you look at both the scenarios, right, where we are trying to relate this data with these two personas, okay, to make some sort of decision to both entities, right? So humanizing the data is all about, like, when you have a lot of data, you are gathering, from the respective, entities, either it's real time or, batch or by any XYZ means, but you have to relate and come back with some sort of a story, okay, or some sort of a decisioning which can benefit to them, right? Okay, so there is the concept of how we can humanize the data, okay, which can benefit to all of us, okay, entire human kind. That is a very big aspect, right? Lot of tools, technology is coming about it, right, to gathering that data. Okay. So in general, study says, like, I mean, say when any point of time, any human generate many data, we use the Facebook, we use the LinkedIn, we use the Netflix, we use the mobile banking, and all the stages we continuously keep generating the data. Just assume, I mean, say if you look at the a small set of entity, how many data we are generating per day, right? And even the study sees at least we reach to the stage where we're generating, petabyte, zettabyte, and this will keep growing with the evolvement of a technology, right? Okay, so if we can relate this data and we come back with some sort of, give some regions to it, right? So probably this data can be converted as some decision or, some kind of a fruitful result where this data can be beneficial for us, all the aspect, right? So if this, we cannot tell this as a story, we cannot tell this as a kind of a decision, okay, or convert some the meaningful sense, then there is no use of it, right? What the technology we are looking, whatever we're doing, okay, that won't be fruitful. It will be not kind of a meaningful, right? So process of making this data more, relatable with us, understandable, okay, makes sense to us, okay, and process of doing all these things, right? This is what we say, humanization of our data, right? So, and what I mean to say, we will have to be dig in the data. Data is a gold, right? We'll have to come back some conclusion which can be beneficial for all of us, right? Now coming back, okay, what is the importance of this humanizing of a data, right? What will give it for you, right? So if you look at, say for something real-time decisioning, right? To use this data, or maybe we are running some financial aspect where there are a lot of risk, some, kind of a fraud-related mechanism, if we can handle on the time, where you are in some of the city, but you getting the message, some, money has been withdrawn from your account from the different city, right? If within a time this can be informed you and consensus gate, do you want to go through or that transaction, okay? And that is actually you are doing this transaction. If you get and you can say no, it is not me, right? So that scenario we can save your money. Say we can save from the fraudulent activity, right? So for all this aspect, if you look at this, humanization of a data is a very, very important, kind of a concept, right? Moving forward, okay, let's say I have to do kind of a humanization of a data. How we can do that, right? Say that is the, I think from last yesterday, right? This conference is going on. Okay, you are understanding of a concept of your data engineering. You are understanding the concept of your machine learning. You are understanding the concept of AI, artificial intelligence. What is all about, right? And why it is required, right? So it is required, to make present the data, capture it to the real time, can come back to you for some conclusive decisioning, right? So what is the way of how we can do it? So first of all, say for delivering this data to the human perspective, first let's understand who are you? So what is your audience for whom you are working, right? Second, give some kind of a visualization, right? Visualization to that data context. So appearing that data, right? So what looking at the data, if I look at the data, some raw numbers, and if I present that data into some, graph or dashboard, it makes more sense to you, right? So say we'll have to give some sort of shape and some kind of a, visual perspective that data. So you can relate it more, you can understand it very well. That could be give your data to the some context, right? In which reference you are talking about, okay, and relate that data with some reference, some story, right? Another thing, if you look at the broadly, kind of organizational culture, right? We are looking for the data, how you can drive the business with the data, right? Say it should be, we are focusing kind of a data-driven culture, right? So for any decisioning, right? With various vertical, right? Lot many data being generated. So at what point of time, what decision we can take, right? So there it comes where anything should be driven with the facts, right? So here we come with the kind of your data-driven culture. Same time when I am presenting the data to you, right? So is it making the sense to you? Are you able to grasp it, the meaning of it, right? So there we come back with the kind of a concept enable the kind of a data literacy, where I mean say individual should able to understand what the data you're presenting, okay, and how he can get a feel of it, that data, right? So I mean, so that is a two thing, data-driven culture, data literacy. It is a kind of a very important point, where we can put into the any business, right? So if you gather the data real time, this transform this data, okay, process into the meaningful kind of either report, dashboard, something, and then take the decision based out of that data, what your data is telling, right? So there's a lot. I mean, so it's a very complicated process. I mean, so while speaking, it looks easy, but it is a very complex process. Lot many kind of technology involved into doing all these things, right? When you did all these things, right, you personalize the data as well. So really, it is something which you created one data model, right? Where data model is telling something to this could be outcome of it, right? So how to validate this, right? I have delivered, let's say, some nudges to you, right? Saying that was this product is beneficial for you, right? So how I should know what could be, further product line I should go with the same features or in the same pattern, or I should go revise it, right? So how this decision can be taken, right? In that perspective, it comes, I mean, keep taking continuous feedback, what you are delivering, right? There is the agile methodology comes in picture, where you say what you are delivering, keep getting the feedback of that and keep, improvise your product on top of it, right? There is a certain tools and technique also, okay, which comes where you do the data humanization. So like first thing you look at the data visualization, which I talked about in organization. You haven't seen people keep working with the analytics area. They go with a lot of dashboard reports, okay. And second thing is kind of a storytelling, right? When you have a data, okay, do something around it, put the context, create the meaningful conversation with that. Third is a kind of a personalization, right? Personalization is about, I mean, say, when you say the personalization, each of you as a kind of a creating, I'm creating the one persona, right? And then I'm capturing your entire, pattern of data, how you are consuming it. For example, if you are, going for the certain shopping, what item you are preferring to, purchase, right? So for specifying that, I am creating a one personalization message, and I keep offering you where we are going in, for some shopping or anything coming related to that into the market. I can nudge you. This is the which for you are looking, right? When you are going to the kind of Amazon or Flipkart, you go for certain shopping. You search one item, and then on beneath, if you look at, it suggests you something, right? Because you are looking for this item, and that could be kind of a real match or nearby match for your product for which you are looking, right? So that is the kind of a personalization, and all these things, I mean, say we can do, okay, with the kind of a giving the meaningful sense with the data and using all these tools and technique, right? So if you look at some personalization storytelling, right? So I'm a part of Axis Bank, okay. So in being a bank, we are using lot many technology, right? I use, I mean, it's a very vast set of entire cloud era, tech stacks, very big setup, very huge setup. We are having around kind of 800 node. We are having on ping. We are having the CDP on the cloud as well. I am using the, your AWS cloud as well. Very larger scale. We are using the GCP, something on the, Azure as well. So lot many tool and technology we keep using to sustain the business, right? Businesses keep growing day by day. We are getting lot many data, lot many competition we are having into the market with the, our competitor as well. So to churn all this data or make this data useful, right? So we are using a lot many technology. So screen what you are looking, so kind of this is the one of the personalization, framework we have built in our mobile banking. So when you do the personalization, right? So we need to ask few questions about it, right? So what is my audience, right? For whom I am building it, what they want to look at, okay? What is the medium or channels through which they can consume all this data, right? And how I can serve it better, how can I penetrate more, for my business. So for that, for answering that question, right? So we are going, we do a lot of things, right? So these are the something, data strategy about your competency, collaboration, communication, creativity, and conscience, right? Which you, which you guide you, okay, how you can be ahead within a market, right? About your, what you are delivering to the customer, right? Hyper-personalization, right? So personalization is, what is the difference between personalization and hyper-personalization, right? Something can be very reactive, right? Where I am getting the data from and then I am doing the further analysis on it, okay? And then I am coming with the something, okay, this may suit to you and offering you. And hyper-personalization, something I am getting the data from you and I am doing the, or, predictive analysis on that, okay? And based on that, applying this machine learning model, all this, I can think of, okay, a person is doing this sort of activity, maybe they can use this product, okay? So let me give you the one of the example, real example of it, right? So when we look at the entire pattern, right, of the customer, okay, so we keep capturing their, lifetime event when they have a wedding anniversary, when what is their age of their child, what is their, schooling age and all this stuff, right? So probably for I'm looking for one set of a data where I'm finding customer FD is being matured, about to mature, right? And probably look like his son's age is coming for the, let's say, school or for a graduation, right? So looking that data pattern, I can easily relate. Might be in future, customer can come for the, break this their FD, whatever FD he is having with the bank. What could be ideal scenario? I mean, where I can retain his wealth and same time I can help to the, our stakeholders, our customer to, remain that wealth with the bank and we can secure his money, I mean, say, right? So mostly, I mean, say in daily life, we find it out, right? For the certain set of money, we look at some certain sort of helps, right? So in that scenario, where for this of the pattern, right? I nudge the customer. We do the machine learning analysis, and I'm finding okay these many customers, which are some significant events is coming for them, okay, and they have a update with the bank, right? I can nudge them both. I can offer you the some personal loan, as these many interest already you are having your like kind of a deposit with us. Just not break it, right? So that is the one thing. Just for the engaging pattern might be where person has their wedding anniversary. I can offer, probably you can go for the dining with your spouse or with your family for this restaurant, okay, and I can offer this much discount, right? Or some event is coming, probably you can take up this sort of a card and you can use it for, for your own purpose, right? So when we analyze the data, customers' data, and come back with the, some set of a recommendation, which actually they need it, right? So kind of a, this probabilistic and, machine learning, this kind of analytics, right? So this, we say this is a hyper-personalization. We are ahead. I mean, say, we are predicting what you need, okay? And then whatever data we are gathering for your spend pattern, for your, your lifetime activity, for all other set of data which we are having, right? So I am offering you to help you as well, plus same time it helps me to have that wealth, okay? So that is, we say, it is a hyper-personalization. Any question up to now? Okay. Something delivering all this, right? This is a huge set of data, right? Which we are getting from many channels. If you look at the kind of a UPI transaction happens in India, right? So processing all this data, we require, latest technology, a robust data platform, right? A robust serving layer mechanism, okay? So as a part of internally, we have taken this project and we have developed the kind of a data platform, nudges creation engine, okay? Serving layer as well. And then advanced to more, we are on the way of building a kind of a lake house as internally into the bank. So for all the possible future use cases of data, or serving as a kind of a data to the entire bank, right? So we can have this lake house where we are developing kind of a data as a product which can be used across the verticals. Right? So this is the technology trained, I mean, if you look at, right, so 20 years ago, right, when also I was graduating that point of time, right, I was listening about the Oracle when I was doing my graduation, MCA, SQL Server, Teradata, right. So after that, when we are started getting a lot of data and it requires to do the kind of a distributed processing around the data, right. So in that time, this distributed data processing framework came into the picture. We landed into the era of this cloud era, Hortonverse, Hadoop systems, okay. Post that we moved into the kind of a cloud era comes, where Azure, AWS, Google Cloud came into the picture, where it benefited us kind of an scalability, analytics, visualization. So if you look at the mainly, people started using the cloud where we have a limitation of the scalability of our infra, or whatever setup we are having in-house. On demand, you cannot scale it, right? And scaling that require a lot of exercises, kind of a planning, okay? So as a demand, obviously it cannot be done, right? So people started moving the cloud, right? Then in fourth generation, we move into the kind of a data lake house, multi-data lake, hybrid cloud, data of platform as a services, serverless, okay? What is benefited at time to market for insight and reduce the compute cost. You do not have to procure everything on the demand, okay? You can scale it, you can use it, right? Next, if you look at we move to the kind of a distributed and modular architecture, data mesh, which is a domain driven, data as a product, data fabric. Not many companies is working into this your Snowflake, Databricks, cloud players are also into this, right? How it's benefited is business agility to react to the business, market change to drive hyper-personalization, fit for your purposes solution via data domains, business innovation, and your AI readiness, right? Now, where we are heading right now, right? Your data pipeline is converted as a AI-driven big data pipelines, where you keep hearing kind of shift left, data processing architecture, right? Low code, no code, okay? So your E2E services and the decisioning intelligence, right? What these technology changes to us, right? So these technologies, evaluation give the kind of feasibility to cope with the any volume of a data, serving the data and processing the data at any velocity, cope with the any sort of a data, right? When we see it could be your kind of a structured data, it could be your semi-structured data, it could be your unstructured data, right? So these technology advancement give us the feasibility, capture the data at any scales of any value, process this data, convert into the meaningful, intelligence, right? And then transform this data as per business need, right? This concept, where it keep coming kind of transform the entire set of this data business and bring it to the meaningful conversation, right? So what I shown before that, right? So this personalization, right? How we are achieving it. So I'm just going to give you the glimpse of it. Like, look at this. This is a memory lane which we have been developed internally. Okay. When you log in into the MB, okay. So twice in a year, one kind of a when your financial year ends and mid of the financial year, okay, we are giving this journey data to the customer to engage with more. What you have been done entirely here with us, right? I mean, say what is what the relations you are having it with, okay? How many credit card transaction you have done with us? How much deposit you have with, and some digital batch as a part of gamification we are awarding to the customer, right? So now how to achieve it, right? So just taking one simple example, how we try to do it, and currently we have more than 30 million of the customer, and for each customer, right, we are keep serving just nudges, and if I look at a monthly, around 2 to 300 millions of kinds of nudges we are serving to the customer. It is not just related to the customer buying pattern, okay. We are also helping them to kind of what is their financial status. Let's say you keep getting like what is your CIBIL reports, right? So how this happening actually? How we are doing this all business, right? So just a simple example I am taking, right? So delivering all this personalization aspect, right? We go and we create the personas, right? In the very layman language, if you understand. When I talk about the persona could be our retail customer, persona could be our corporate customers, personas is my branches as well, where people keep sitting and doing this banking business. Persona are DSA, direct selling agent, right? That is also a persona for me, right? Then we'll look at, okay, what they need to do the business, okay? So what what they need to do the business, so what the right set of data is required to come back with the certain set of modeling, right? So for that, we develop a model for them, okay? And this model is basically, kind of your data propensity model, right? So propensity model sees about, right, when what is the consuming pattern of this data by the customers, right? And through which channel we are serving. I am sending the message in this digital area to you. I am sending these messages you the SMS, right? You'll look at. If I'm sending messages to the WhatsApp, very quickly you will act on it. I may say at least you'll open and you'll see it, right? If I'll send a message, through email, I'm sorry, relatively it is a low. Relatively less to chance to you'll see it, right? So when we create this propensity model, we'll look at, okay, what is the customer behavior? What is their significant event of, their life, their spending pattern, what usually they do, what the repetitive things they do, right? And then what the channel they explore more, right? Are you very handy with the mobile where you can see the message quickly, okay? Or I'll see some voicemail recording, you can listen it, right? Or maybe conversion of the language as well, right? So probably in a kind of a Bangalore sort of area, we can speak in the English, we can understand it, it is good. But it will look at the kind of remote village of India, right? So probably if you send a message them in English, they won't able to understand, right? So probably something required what they can understand in which language, right? That is also the one part of this creating this, product model, okay? And then we do the dynamic prioritization of it, right? I cannot keep just sending a one nudge to you, and then I will expect, okay, we'll react it, right? So there could be possibly I can relate 4 or 5 events related to with you. I'll create a nudges and I'll give it to you, right? So probably I am giving the kind of a top 4 nudges, right? where we can look at and you can see it both. I mean, say I'm doing some selling to you, or I'm giving some notification to you, where I'm saying both. I mean, say probably your Airtel postpaid bill is due, please pay it, right? Or you are using the credit card, right? I'm giving the notification nudging you, okay, now time is coming for your credit card bill, so you should be ready to pay it. Minimum this much you can deposit, for the carry forward, all right? So this product prioritization model, which helps prioritize, nudge, and facilitate, allocation strategy, all right, for cross sell, upsell, and further product recommendations, right? And then serve through this through push channels or pull channels, right? When I say push channels, right, I am nudging, I am sending you this on your WhatsApp, right? I have a number. When I talk about the pull channel where you log in into the let's say your mobile banking, and on the screen you are saying, okay, these nudges is for you and you have to act it, right? And then measure the kind of efficacy of that nudges, right? So kind of in a scenario like we capture this data, is sent to the Google Cloud, we use the Firebase, we bring back to the BQ, okay, then we do the certain analysis on top of it, and then we see was this nudges this customer is acting more, or this set of a customer acting more on this sort of a product. Let's keep continue this. Let's enhance this product. Okay, give some more offer on this, so we can bring more customer. And this is the kind of a product or offering where customer is not reacting at all. Let's scale it, right? So this is a very, very high level, 30,000 feet of architecture, which we are using. So we prepare all the data, our on-prem big data environment. It is a very complex process, right? Where we keep getting the data from the various channels, real time, batch. We go with all the Lambda architecture, Kappa architecture for our data, ingestion. We enable the CDC on top of that, okay? Then we build all these nudges. We keep pushing into the, batch mode and real time mode to the Kafka, okay? It keeps storing into our persistence layer here, okay? And then if you look at the, kind of left-hand side, there's the cloud APIs, okay? There's some on-prem systems which also have an API. When for cloud API, I reference like you log in with the mobile. The moment you log in on your login event, some API will be get called, okay? That will hit to the, API gateway, okay? Some Lambda function will be executed based on your, click, and then I'll share you all the relevant set of data to you, right? So it is a very high scalable, right? I said 250 millions of nudges we are serving, right?